Can you all please take seats, please?
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बाप्पा मोरया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बाप्पा मोरया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बाप्पा मोरया। सिद्धिविनायक मंगलदाता सिद्धिविनायक मंगलदाता सिद्धिविनायक मंगलदायक मंगलमूर्ति मोरया। सिद्धिविनायक मंगलदायक मंगलमूर्ति मोरया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया। सिंधुरवदना पंकजचरणा सिंधुरवदना पंकजचरणा सिंधुरवदना पंकजचरणा मंगलमूर्ति मोरया। सिंधुरवदना पंकजचरणा मंगलमूर्ति मोरया। जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया। मंगलमूर्ति मोरया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया। शंकरा चंद्रशेखरा गंगाधरा सुमनोहरा पाहि मां परमेश्वरा मृत्युंजय विश्वेश्वरा। शंकरा चंद्रशेखरा गंगाधरा गंगाधरा सुमनोहरा पाहि मां परमेश्वरा मृत्युञ्जय विश्वेश्वरा मृत्युञ्जय विश्वेश्वरा ताण्डव प्रिय जय नटेश विश्वनाथ महेश्वरा पाहि मामभयङ्करा आव्याघ्रचरणाम्बरधरा ताण्डव प्रिय जय नटेश विश्वनाथ महेश्वरा पाहि मामभयङ्करा आव्याघ्रचरणाम्बरधरा शङ्करा चन्द्रशेखरा गङ्गाधरा सुमनोहरा पाहि मां परमेश्वरा मृत्युञ्जय विश्वेश्वरा मृत्युञ्जय विश्वेश्वरा मृत्युञ्जय विश्वेश्वरा। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटित परब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृशिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द 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 गीतोपदेश गुरु सच्चिदानन्द गीतोपदेश गुरु सच्चिदानन्द मोहप्रणाश गुरु सच्चिदानन्द मोहप्रणाश गुरु सच्चिदानन्द हृदय निवास गुरु सच्चिदानन्द हृदय निवास गुरु सच्चिदानन्द सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द
सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द
ज्ञानस्वरूप गुरु सच्चिदानन्द ज्ञानस्वरूप गुरु सच्चिदानन्द मौन प्रलाप गुरु सच्चिदानन्द मौन प्रलाप गुरु सच्चिदानन्द ब्रह्मस्वरूप गुरु सच्चिदानन्द ब्रह्मस्वरूप गुरु सच्चिदानन्द सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द प्रेम प्रसार गुरु सच्चिदानन्द प्रेम प्रसार गुरु सच्चिदानन्द कैलासद्वार गुरु सच्चिदानन्द कैलासद्वार गुरु सच्चिदानन्द करुणावतार गुरु सच्चिदानन्द करुणावतार गुरु सच्चिदानन्द सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द सच्चिदानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्द सच्चिदानंद गुरु सच्चिदानंद सच्चिदानंद गुरु सच्चिदानंद सच्चिदानंद गुरु सच्चिदानंद दीक्षा प्रदान गुरु सच्चिदानंद दीक्षा प्रदान गुरु सच्चिदानंद मोक्ष निधान गुरु सच्चिदानंद मोक्ष निधान गुरु सच्चिदानंद बोध प्रज्ञान गुरु सच्चिदानंद बोध प्रज्ञान गुरु सच्चिदानंद सच्चिदानंद 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 गुरु सच्चिदानंद जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम बोलो राम 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 सीता 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 राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया 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 राम हरि ओम
Hari Om, everybody. Thank you, Trupti ji, for beautiful bhajans. Thank you, Swami ji, for officiating the puja and coming from Chicago all the way to bless our graduates. Thank you, Venkatesh ji, for being here to bless the graduates. And thank you all for being here in person. And we just need to take a brief moment to talk about safety guidelines. I think all of you have been through 1.5 years of this pandemic. I think we're probably almost at the end of this tunnel, and hopefully we'll get back to our normal way of living. But until we get all clear, so please maintain safe distance and wear your mask and follow all the safety guidelines that are specified for our state. The only exception is, I know I'm wearing mask, the speakers, they can take their mask off and then speak when you're speaking. The rest of you, please keep your masks on. Okay? We have a very good agenda planned. So first we'll go through the Saraswati and Ganesha Puja. And then at this point, I would like to invite the two MCs, Abhay and Isha, to talk more about the program and then start the puja.
Hari Om. Hari Om, my name is Abhay and this is Isha. Both of us will be emceeing today's program. Once again, we'd like to welcome you to the 2021 graduation. This graduation this year is special because it's the first graduating batch that gets to graduate from the new Chinmaya Mission Hamsavahini Center. So that's a great thing. At this time, we would like to start off the Ganesha and Saraswati Puja conducted by Pujya Swami Sharanananda ji.
Hari Om. My pranams to Venkateshji and to all of you, graduating children and parents. Yes, as I told, that to see somebody from the Walmart is one thing. To see somebody off from our own home has got a different meaning. So it feels like that the graduating students, they will go to their higher pursuits in life and they are going from their home. This is their home. So we'll start the puja, and when I'll instruct, then you will offer, otherwise we'll just do. Om Achyutaya Namaha. Om Om Anantaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Achyutananda Govindebhyo Namaha. Om Agamartam tu Devanam Gamanartam tu Rakhyasam. Kurve Gantaravam Tatra Devata Karanam. Children, take little rice, hold in the hand, right hand, like fist like this, and then you will do like this when I am chanting. You can also chant. Suklam Varadharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chadurbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopasantaye. Take little rice or flour, whatever is there with you, put in the right hand, then put on the left hand, then put the left hand and right hand on the right knee. Yes. This time everybody did it perfectly. Every time somebody will mess up, but today you did correctly. Mamopatya, repeat. Samasta Durita Shedvara Asmin Subhamuhurte Jnana Vairagya Bhakti Vidya Vinaya Praptyartham Sarvakaryesu Safalata Avisiddhyartham Samavartana Upalakshye Sri Sadguru Prasada Siddhyartham cha Sri Gurupad Sri Ganesha Pujam Sri Saraswati Pujam Adya Karisye Adya Karisye Adya Karisye. Upper in the plate in front of. Picture, picture is there. Hold both the hands and keep near the heart. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheswarah, Gurureva Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. All will chant together because we know the mantra of Lord Ganeshji and Goddess Saraswati. Suklam Varadharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Please repeat. Please repeat. Om Sri Saraswatyai Namaha. Dhyayami. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatyai Namaha. Put the left hand on the heart and right hand touch the plate where we are doing invocation. Sri Ganesham Avahayami. Sri Saraswatim Avahayami. So you will repeat when you are chanting, you will repeat after that. Okay. Now offer little flower. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. I'll tell loudly. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Take it rise. Asanam samarpayami. You will also repeat after I tell. Repeat. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Padyam samarpayami. We are doing that water because you don't have the water, so we are offering. Now 4 steps are with water. Arghyam samarpayami. Achamanyam samarpayami. Aupacarika snanam samarpayami. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Vastrartham akshatan samarpayami. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Gandhandharayami. You have the gandha, that sandal paste or something powder. Put little water and in this finger, then put on the. Put little water in the spoon. Just little water, not too much. In the gandha where the chandan is, the powder, yellow powder, yes. Yellow powder, yes. And then do little like a paste and then put. Yes. You have to chant loudly because the more we chant, better it is. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Take now little akshata, rice. Akshatan samarpayami. Yes. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Puspani samarpayami. Offer 1 flower now. And next offer at the feet of Goddess Saraswati. Then now we are chanting 54 names of Lord Ganeshji and 54 names of Goddess Saraswati. And when they are chanting, like flower is here, so you take little flower and keep near the heart. Okay? Keep near the heart. And when they finish chanting, the children they are chanting, when they finish, you repeat that and then offer at the feet of Goddess Saraswati, like this. Okay? Yes.
Om Gajananaya Namaha.
Om Gajananaya Namaha.
Om Ganadhyakshaya Namaha.
Om Ganadhyakshaya Namaha.
Om Vignarajaya Namaha.
Om Vignarajaya Namaha.
Om Vinayakaya Namaha.
Om Vinayakaya Namaha.
Om Dvematuraya Namaha.
Om Dvaimaturaya Namaha.
Om Dvimukaya Namaha.
Om Vimukhaya Namaha.
Om Pramukhaya Namaha.
Om Pramukhaya Namaha.
Om Sumukhaya Namaha.
Om Sumukhaya Namaha.
Om Kritine Namaha.
Om Kritine Namaha.
Om Supradipaya Namaha.
Kaya Namaha.
Om Sukhanitaye Namaha.
Om Sukhanidhaye Namaha.
Om Suraya सुराध्यक्षाय नमः
ॐ सुराध्यक्षाय नमः
ॐ सुरारिज्ञाय नमः
ॐ सुरारिज्ञाय नमः
ॐ महागणपतये नमः
ॐ महागणपतये नमः
ॐ मान्याय नमः
ॐ मान्याय नमः
ॐ महाकालाय नमः
ॐ महाकालाय नमः
ॐ महाबालाय नमः
ॐ महाबलाय नमः
ॐ हेरम्बाय नमः
ॐ हेरम्बाय नमः
ॐ लम्बजठराय नमः
ॐ लम्बजठराय नमः
ॐ ह्रस्वग्रीवाय नमः
ॐ ह्रस्वग्रीवाय नमः
ॐ महोदाराय नमः
ॐ महोदराय नमः
ॐ मदोत्कटाय नमः
ॐ मदोत्कटाय नमः
ॐ महावीराय नमः
ॐ महावीराय नमः
ॐ मन्त्रिणे नमः
ॐ मन्त्रिणे नमः
ॐ मङ्गलस्वराय नमः ॐ प्रमदाय नमः
ॐ प्रमथाय नमः
ॐ प्रथमाय नमः
ॐ प्रथमाय नमः
ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः
ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः
ॐ महाभद्रायै नमः
ॐ महाभद्रायै नमः
ॐ महामायायै नमः
ॐ महामायायै नमः
ॐ वरप्रदायै नमः
ॐ वरप्रदायै नमः
ॐ श्रीप्रदायै नमः
ॐ श्रीप्रदायै नमः
ॐ पद्मनिलयायै नमः
ॐ पद्मनिलयायै नमः
ॐ पद्माक्ष्यै नमः
ॐ पद्माक्षै नमः
ॐ पद्मवक्त्रायै नमः
ॐ पद्मवक्त्रायै नमः
ॐ शिवानुजायै नमः
ॐ शिवानुजायै नमः
ॐ पुस्तकभृते नमः
ॐ पुस्तकभृते नमः
ॐ ज्ञानमुद्रायै नमः
ॐ ज्ञानमुद्रायै नमः
ॐ रमायै नमः
नमः
ॐ परायै नमः
ॐ परायै नमः
ॐ कामरूपिण्यै नमः
ॐ कालरूपिण्यै नमः
ॐ महाविद्यायै नमः
ॐ महाविद्यायै नमः
ॐ महापातकनाशिन्यै नमः
ॐ महापातकनाशिन्यै नमः
ॐ महाशयायै नमः
ॐ महाशयायै नमः
ॐ मालिन्यै नमः
ॐ मालिन्यै नमः
ॐ महाभोगायै नमः
ॐ महाभोगायै नमः
ॐ महाभुजायै
नमः
ॐ महाभाग्यै ॐ महाभाग्यायै नमः
ॐ महाभाग्यायै नमः
ॐ महोत्साहायै नमः
ॐ महोत्साहायै नमः
ॐ दिव्याङ्गायै नमः
ॐ दिव्याङ्गायै नमः
ॐ सुरवन्दितायै नमः
ॐ सुरवन्दितायै नमः
ॐ महाकाल्यै नमः
ॐ महाकाल्यै नमः
ॐ महाकारायै नमः
ॐ महाकारायै नमः
ॐ महापाशायै नमः
ॐ महापाशायै नमः
ॐ महान्कुशायै नमः
ॐ महाङ्कुशायै नमः नानाविधपरिमलमन्त्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि अथ धूपः ॐ दशाङ्गं गुगुलोपेतं सुगन्धं च मनोहरम् आग्रेय सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् धूपमाघ्रापयामि ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः दीपं सन्दर्शयामि दीपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः स्प्रिंकल वाटर and प्रसाद ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ प्राणाय स्वाहा ॐ अपानाय स्वाहा ॐ व्यानाय स्वाहा ॐ उदानाय स्वाहा ॐ समानाय स्वाहा ॐ ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि नैवेद्यानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः Now take a flower in both the hands like this. Now you can take more flower because our puja is coming to an end, so we will not need some flower. Pushpanjalim samarpayami. Yes. Now take hold both your hands, then clockwise we will do like this. Yani kani sa papani janmantarakritani cha तानि तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष जनार्दन ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः अनन्तकोटि प्रदक्षिण नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि। अथ राजोपचारः। All of you please repeat after her.
विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय लम्बोदराय सकलाय जगत्पिताय
You chant.
नागाननाय सुरयज्ञविभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक, सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक, कृपा सिंधु सुंदर सबलायक, कृपा सिंधु सुंदर सबलायक। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। मोदक प्रिय मुद मंगलदाता, मोदक प्रिय मुद मंगलदाता, विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता, विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। श्री जगदम्बे सरस्वती, श्री जगदम्बे सरस्वती, ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां, ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां। श्री जगदम्बे सरस्वती, श्री जगदम्बे सरस्वती, ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां, ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां। विद्यादायिनि सरस्वती विनयस्वरूपिणि पालय मां विनयस्वरूपिणि पालय मां श्रीजगदम्बे सरस्वती श्रीजगदम्बे सरस्वती विनयस्वरूपिणि पालय मां विनयस्वरूपिणि पालय मां हंसवाहिनी सरस्वती हंसवाहिनी सरस्वती हृदयविलासिनि पालय मां हृदयविलासिनि पालय मां स्फाटिकमालिनि सरस्वती स्फाटिकमालिनि सरस्वती शान्तस्वरूपिणि पालय मां शान्तस्वरूपिणि पालय मां श्रीजगदम्बे सरस्वती श्रीजगदम्बे सरस्वती ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां ज्ञानस्वरूपिणि पालय मां
ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। उपचारान् समर्पयामि। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्य सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। बोल श्री सच्चिदानंद भगवान की, श्री सरस्वती माता की, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की। Now take a flower and put, and your boys can put in the ear, and the girls can put in the hair or ear button. Yes.
Watching your child grow up is an important part of your life, and it's not as easy as it sounds. Mothers are an integral part of a child's life as they've been there every step of the way, from driving their kid to their first day of preschool to taking them to sports practice and now watching them graduate and move on to the next chapter of their life. Anjali's mom, Vani Auntie, knows firsthand what it's like to be a mother of a child going through these stages in life. Let's call her up to hear her perspective of what it's like to be the mother of our very own Anjali Yadavali.
Hariom Puja Swamiji, Venkatesh Ji, chief guest, and all our guests here today. Sorry, something's wrong. 1 minute. My name is Vani Yadavali and I'm Anjali's mom. Anjali is our second and youngest to graduate from this Chinmaya mission program. We've been very fortunate to be part of the program since its establishment in Peoria. Anjali was very young when we first started her in this program. She was in 2nd grade at that time, and we were initially worried that on Sundays to get them to wake up early and go to the school would be bit of a hassle, but very quickly she adopted to this, and we used to hear her say things like, oh, I love going to these Sunday classes because I get to see my friends, I can ask so many questions to my teachers, and I get to learn a lot of new things. So this was very encouraging for us as parents to hear that. The classes and sessions that, that she went to, how teachers helped her and taught her about our values like non-attachment, forgiveness, duty, and everything that she's learned, and not just learning about the values, but how to apply them in our daily life. All of these were very helpful for her. As a matter of fact, when she was about 11 or 12 years old, I don't remember exactly how old, but she wrote an original story about three goddesses, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Durga Devi, and talked about how each of them had their own unique skill, be it intellectual wisdom or prosperity or courage and physical strength. And everyone was in their own way powerful and were able to achieve what they wanted to, but when the community had a crisis, how the community needed to come together, put the diverse skills of each of these deities and conquer a problem that the community had. She was only like 11 or 12 years at the time. We were amazed and blown away by how well she was able to assimilate the knowledge that was given to her by her teachers here, what she's learned, and how she was able to put that into a relatable situation in the story for her friends to understand. So that was very encouraging for us as parents to see her do. So just like that, there were many other instances where Chinmaya program has given her and the students here the platform, the knowledge, the opportunities for them to learn about the diversity of our culture and be able to use that in their day-to-day life. The knowledge, the support, and the opportunities have definitely been very helpful to grow her into a well-rounded individual. On this day of her graduation, we are filled with joy and gratitude for her accomplishments and her intellectual growth. Swamiji used to use this analogy many times, that it takes a village to grow a child. And in this case, this Chinmaya Mission family has exemplified exactly that, with the selfless service of many, many volunteers that are in the foreground as well as in the background. Without any of your efforts, it would not have been possible to raise children like this and see them grow and be successful in their life. And for this, we are going to be forever thankful to the CMP as an organization and the many volunteers that support this program going for the benefit of this community. And with such great support foundation that Anjali has received, actually my older son and all the students here are receiving, we feel that their foundation is so strong, and we are confident that Anjali will continue to live our values and the dreams and our pledge to produce more than what we consume and give more than what we take. Thank you, and Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Vani Auntie, for those wonderful words. Now that we've listened from a mother's perspective, let's listen from a father's perspective. As the saying goes, Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava. Both are revered as gods. Let's listen to Sudhir Uncle talk about his experiences as a Bala Vihar parent of Kushomungi.
Hari Om. The ideal person who should be standing here and talking should be Kushal's mother, but since I happen to be the talker in the family, I'm here. So I would not take any credit from you, Megha, and thank you. And actually, thank you to all those people who are instrumental in bringing this very blessed day in our lives. I really do a sincere namaskar to you all. You know, As a parent of a graduating son, Chinmaya mission, the values and its impact on him, on us, and the journey we have had is basically the talk that I needed to express about. As a professional, I have done a lot of talks, but this was different. And so I started to think, and there is actually a real event that happened just 6 months back. Kushal was applying for colleges, and it was new knowledge for me. Kids have to write a common essay. He did not share that essay with me till it was gone. And then one day he said, "Did you read my common essay?" And I said, "No." So I read it. He chose to write about his identity and why is it so important for him. So I took his permission this morning to say, "Can I read a paragraph out of that essay?" And he did give me the permission. So I'm going to read a paragraph out of that essay. I quote, "At age 7 and 8 years, I wrote and illustrated 2 ancient Indian narratives known as Ramayana and Mahabharata, based on my youthful understanding. Although at the time I did not know how these stories would impact my life, but they were laying the foundation of my character. Lord Rama's blissful attitude, despite a life filled with hardship, inspires me to act righteously and maintain a positive outlook. In elementary school, I began attending Chinmaya Mission, a spiritual organization focused on imparting value-based Hindu teachings and philosophy. What started as a weekly Sunday morning wake-up call from my parents quickly turned into an intriguing opportunity for me to seek answers to my questions and absorb spiritual knowledge that has allowed me to lead a more peaceful life. By studying scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita, I learned the importance of performing my duties without being attached to the outcome." Quote ends. There is more to the essay, but as a parent, when I read that essay, I went to a different room and I cried. I literally cried. I did not imagine this. At the same time, as a father, I got scared. I did not know if the purity of his thoughts, the conviction that he had of himself, would be seen by others with that clarity. I was worried, would he get admission to a good college by looking at this? What if this essay is seen by some conservative person who doesn't see beyond what he's trying to project? Needless to say, I was wrong. From Wharton to MIT to Harvard, everybody interviewed him and he ended up at a very prestigious university. What this did assure me is that he's very confident of his identity. He's very confident of his identity. The confidence and conviction of one's own identity gives you a self-esteem. A high self-esteem, you can weather any storm, any challenges in life. You must have high self-esteem. As parents, we think we want to give 2 things to our kids: roots and wings. I think as parents, we gave you the wings to fly, to soar high, to success. But I don't think we gave you all the roots. That day I felt the spiritual knowledge, the knowledge of Hinduism, the values he imbibed in this mission is what gave him the roots. And that is where I'm thankful as a father. I'm thankful to the vision of Swami Chinmayanandji, who decades back felt the need to give those teachings and pass it on to generations ahead. I am thankful to Swamis, Swaminis, all you gurus and teachers, all you parents and kids, that you continue to believe that these are the roots that are going to give these kids the real wings so that they can soar in the sky with success, but never ever question about their own identity. They will have the self-esteem to go to high clouds to enjoy success of life, but still be grounded to who they are. My congratulations and blessings to all four of you and to all other kids. I've seen you grow from very little kids to all the muscle man, you Vivek, and good tennis player, and you, Anjali. I would like to, because I have to bring something personal of me, 3 mantras that I have lived my life with, take it or leave it. Mantra number 1 for me, whatever you do in life, do it with complete passion. Don't leave any stone unturned. I mean, if you're gardening, garden with full passion. If you're praying, pray with full passion. If you're cooking, cook with full passion. And if you're studying, then nobody can disturb you. Mantra number 1. Mantra number 2, the recipe for a good night of sleep is what you do in the daytime. You can fool the world, you cannot fool yourself. So make sure you're not fooling yourself in the daytime. You'll always have a good night of sleep. And mantra number 3, work hard, but party harder. What I mean by that party harder in this sanctum is don't forget to enjoy. Don't forget to smile. Don't forget to be happy and make others happy around you. With all that said done, thank you for your blessings. Thank you for all the support. Hari Om to all.
While Sudhir uncle was sharing his personal experience of being a Bala Vihar parent, it really got me thinking about how hard our fathers work to give us the best education and values as possible. Parental guidance has played a huge role in our lives, and so has guidance from our teachers. I can confirm firsthand that I have learned so much valuable information in Bala Vihar that I've been able to apply to my day-to-day life. Archana Auntie has been my teacher for 4 years, and I'm lucky to say that I can always reach out to her if I have any questions or just need some help.
Isha, don't you think the Bala Vihar teachers have had a huge impact on our lives? But maybe that's just me.
No, I feel the same way. Remember when we chanted the daily prayers before our chem test at U of I?
Yes, I do. Archana Auntie really equipped us with all the right bhajans and mantras.
All jokes aside though, we have truly learned so much from our Bala Vihar teachers. It's important to remember them and follow what they have taught us for the rest of our lives. Let's now give the mic to the coolest, our Chinmaya class teacher, Archana Auntie.
Hari Om everyone, I hope you can all hear me. Yes. Pranams to Swamiji, pranams to Venkatesh ji, Hari Om to Mandar ji. We are so happy to have you here. Thank you for coming. And congratulations to our graduates for graduating Bala Vihar and for now becoming a chick. By the grace of Bhagwan and blessings of Pujya Gurudev, we were able to continue with our Bala Vihar classes online, even in this pandemic situation. And we have enjoyed having you all in our classes, and each one of you is unique, and you have contributed in various ways to our Bala Vihar, and more so to our classrooms. And you know what? I can share lots of things about you all. But in the interest of time, I'm going to try to keep it really short, but I would still like to highlight at least a couple of things about each one of you. So they say ladies first. So we'll start with Anjali. So Anjali is the nightingale of our Chinmaya class. She's blessed with a beautiful and a melodious voice, and most of us here have been exposed to her musical talent and even her creativity in not just singing but actually composing and writing songs for Bala Vihar and then singing it. But the best of it all is that she's always so kind and she does it always with a smile. And I just want to give everybody a heads up here that do not be surprised. Very soon you might hear about a new release of a Bala Vihar album, a CD, which will be coming from our very own Anjali. Well, in words of Pujya Gurudev Anjali, I would like to say to you that what you have is his gift to you. And what you do with what you have is your gift to him. So make good use of your talent, use it to the fullest and to benefit all. Moving on to our next child here, Kushal. So Kushal is the responsible, the dependable child of our Chinmaya class. And he's always self-motivated, self-disciplined, very accountable, and we as teachers actually rely on him a lot because due to his timely and quick communication, anytime we send out a message or we need some information, he's usually the first child to get back to us with the appropriate information. And Kushal, we really value that. Thank you. And in class, he's always willing to help. And as a matter of fact, this year, he himself volunteered to help us with our virtual cultural program. He helped us, he put together a musical video of bhajans, singing bhajans himself and his friends, and he put it together for our virtual cultural program, and it was an amazing job. So thank you, Kushal. So Kushal, I'd like to say to you, your dependability, your timeliness and willingness to help reminds me of Gurudev's quote, "The cultured give happiness wherever they go, the uncultured whenever they go." So continue to be your responsible self, serve and bring happiness to all. Moving on to our next child, Vivek. Vivek is the quiet, good listener of our Chinmaya class. And he exemplifies the value Vaktapas to the fullest. Vaktapas, which is austerity in speech. He's a young man of few words. He only speaks when need be or when asked to share. And the highlight of all the high school Bala Vihar years for Vivek, I would have to say, has to be this year, when, as most of us know over here, that Vivek is not a chanter, but this year he went ahead and he chanted for Saraswati Jayanti, and he not only chanted, he chanted in the spotlight, and he did an amazing job. So thank you, Vivek. So Vivek, I would like to say to you that your quiet, peaceful demeanor reminds me of Gurudev's quote, "The quieter the mind, the sharper the intellect." So continue to be a good listener, reflect and continue to evolve. And last but not the least, Vineal. Vineal is the athletic child of our Chinmaya class. He's the kid with the awesome, perfect hairstyle always, self-driven, self-inspired, and he lives and breathes tennis. He's also a very good listener, and he's not afraid to ask questions. He will not only ask questions, he will counter question until his doubts are resolved. And he's also very thoughtful. Anytime he thinks he cannot attend class, he always makes an effort to communicate with us teachers and informs us ahead of time. So we do appreciate that, Vinil. Thank you. So Vinil, I'd like to say to you, your focus and self-drive reminds me of Gurudev's quote, "We can, we must." So remain focused, do your best, and continue to grow. And lastly, and most importantly, I would like to thank all my students here for giving me the opportunity for my own spiritual learning and self-unfoldment. Believe it or not, your questions, your thoughtful reflections, your comments, your enthusiasm becomes the motivation for me to study harder, to reflect more, and to prepare better. So thank you to all of you. And in conclusion, I would just like to remind all of us, as Lord Krishna says in our Bhagavad Gita, in our Chinmaya class, what we are studying, that we should apply the values that we are learning into our daily lives, perform the right actions with the right attitude, and do our best, and Lord Krishna will take care of the rest. On that note, on behalf of Chinmaya Hamsa Vahini, I bid all our graduates, I bid you farewell and good luck in all your future endeavors. And come back and visit us whenever you are in town, just like Isha and Abhay are doing right now. So good luck to all of you. Thank you. Hari Om.
For as long as I can remember, this graduate has never failed to put a smile on my face. She's a very sweet individual who always keeps the conversations flowing during Bala Vihar class. The Chinmaya mission is definitely going to miss her serenading the classes during the concluding session. Let's hear a few words from our speech star, magical queen, and singing sensation, Anjali Yadavali.
Hari Om everyone, and pranams to Swamiji, Venkateshji, and Mandar Uncle. Thank you guys for being here. My name is Anjali Yedavali, and I've been in Bala Vihar for over 10 years, like my mom said, since 2nd grade. First, I would like to thank all of you for attending, and all of the volunteers and teachers who helped set up everything here at the new mission and make this graduation possible. I always remembered watching Bala Vihar graduates give their speeches over the years, and I always felt like I was light years away from having to do one myself. But now that that day has arrived, I think it's crazy. I remember the progression of activities we participated in our classes, from making clay models of Lord Ganesha to debating about the law of karma. It feels like we've experienced the broad spectrum of spiritual knowledge in the coolest of ways. When I first learned the Chinmaya Mission Pledge, the line, "producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take," always intrigued me. I used to wonder how it was physically possible to give more than what you already have. Through Bala Vihar, I have learned the answer to that question. By giving your all in everything you do, whether it's Seva trips to help in the community, practicing with dedication for performances and cultural plays, and saying yes whenever possible to help the people around you, and contributing positively to the world around you. I think that I realized that that's how you truly give more than what you take. Some of my Bala Vihar roles in our treasured cultural performances have included playing narrators, photographers, dancers, Dora the Explorer's friend, among others. Through these experiences, I not only made amazing memories with friends that I can laugh about now, but I hope to hold on to the values that we exemplified in these cultural performances as I continue on in my studies. My advice to any students who still seem to dread waking up on Sunday mornings is to really try to listen to what's being said. There came a time in my education where I genuinely loved coming to Bala Vihar and connecting with my fellow peers and the lessons we were learning. The debates and conversations filled me up with so much knowledge, and I know that the same will happen to all of you. I would like to thank all of my gurus, our Swamijis, and my family, as well as every other person who has helped all of us graduates reach this day. I feel blessed knowing my future has been forged by this community. Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om, thank you very much, Anjali. Our next graduate is Kushal Mungi. From when I can remember, Kushal has always been a highly motivated and intellectual person, which can be seen through his amazing ability to play tennis or even chess. If anyone dares to play Kushal in chess, he will very much be willing to play you. He has not given me permission to say this, but I'm saying this on his behalf. Now that he's graduating, I'd like to welcome him up to say a few words.
Hari Om, my name is Kushal Mungi, and I've been in Bala Vihar for several years now, probably since some time in elementary school. So when thinking about this speech, I came down to two main ways that Bala Vihar has shaped me as a person. One is my internal aspect, consisting of my personality, my beliefs, my values, and other internal things. While the second aspect is my place in society and my connection to the world. So starting with the first aspect about my internal values. First off, I would like to say that Bala Vihar has given me a true confidence regarding my culture. The class discussions we have and the deeper and deeper questions that we ask every class have helped me to form my own strong beliefs and to better understand my heritage. Whether it's learning about different concepts from the Bhagavad Gita, such as the ladder of downfall or Bhakti Yoga, or if it's learning about the significance of a diya on Diwali or the story of Prahalada, all of these teachings have helped me better understand my culture and assimilate different values into my daily life. I would also like to say that the games we play and cultural activities we do have helped me learn how to express my beliefs to other people, which I believe is equally important. Coming to the second point about how Bala Vihar has affected my place in this community, my place in society, and my connection to the world. I think now more than ever, this feeling of a sense of belonging in this community is prominent. As we are moving on to a more independent stage of our life, as we transition to college, as we start to do more and more things on our own, I think it's more important than ever, this sense of belonging in this community that I experience, where you're taught to accept everyone and you're accepted by everyone as well. I think there can be no greater satisfaction or sense of comfort than knowing that as we transition to this next stage of our life, we will always belong to this community, and it means we'll never feel alone because we've been a part of this strong Bala Vihar community for so many years and will continue to do so. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has been a part of this Bala Vihar journey of mine. Everyone here today, everyone in our Chinmaya mission community. This speech is not enough to convey what everyone here and everyone in our community means to me and what Bala Vihar means to me. But I would just like to say that I'm going to grab my phone because I wrote something important. Right, so I think this community, this Chinmaya mission community that we have here is the true wealth of Bala Vihar that I have received over the past several years. And one more thing I would like to share is I have a folder on my Yahoo email where I've been storing the teacher recap emails that our teachers send for the past 6 years or so, since about 2015. And I think that folder itself, by itself, goes to show the dedication of our teachers in bringing the knowledge of our culture and Sanatana Dharma to us. A few years back in Chinmaya class, Srinivas uncle was explaining to us the difference between the goal in life and the goal of life. And I think Bala Vihar has set me on the path to realizing the goal of life, which I hope to continue striving towards in the years to come. Once again, thank you to everyone here. Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Kushal, for those words. Our next graduate is Srivinil Thamarakota. So Srivinil was actually the very first friend I made when I moved to Peoria, and we'd spent our entire childhood playing table tennis or running around playing tag. It wasn't really playing tag, it'd be all of us chasing Vinil because he'd be the last one to be tagged every single time. And that was barely the tip, that's not even the tip of the iceberg when it comes to his athleticism. When he came to high school, he was great at tennis, and now he's moving on, going to college. So I'd like to welcome Vinil to say a few words.
Pranam Swamiji, Venkateshji, and Mandaranko. Hari Om. My name is Srivinil Tumarakota, and I have been attending Bala Vihar for 11 years, where I've been blessed from learning from some very dedicated teachers or gurus. Throughout my time in Bala Vihar, I learned many important life lessons. One of the first ones I can remember, when I was in 3rd grade, I ended up crying after I got 3rd place in the Gita competition. To be honest, I really don't know why I cried, because all the trophies were the same size for the top 3 places. But fast forward 9 years into the future to where I participated in the Gita competition in my 12th grade year. And I did my best to memorize however many shlokas I could in my free time, but most importantly realized that learning and understanding the Gita is truly what matters to help me grow as an overall person. I also plan to continue to give back to the Chinmaya mission community that has always supported and guided me in the right direction through performing seva. In the past, I would never be very enthusiastic about performing seva because it would mean I would have to take time out of my day to do something like landscape the new CMP building or move equipment and furniture into this building also. And anybody who knows me super well knows that I really hate gardening, and I always joke around and say that I would hire someone to do my gardening in the future. But however, knowing that I'm helping out the community that has done so much for me spiritually is a very good feeling. Along with Seva, another very important goal in my life is to always be happy. It was through Bala Vihar that I learned that happiness is a direct result of internal peace with oneself. Moving forward in life, I plan to continue to practice all the values I learned in Bala Vihar to achieve the ultimate inner peace. I also wish the best for everyone else, and I hope you all stay joyful and peaceful. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
I remember when Vivek started attending Bala Vihar, he wasn't the most outgoing. But throughout the years, he was able to break out of his shell and become the person that he is today. I would like to invite Vivek to say a few words. Congrats on graduating.
Swamiji, Venkateshji, Hariom, my name is Vivek Banker, and I've been doing Bala Vihar for 9 years. I've had a lot of fun attending Bala Vihar and gaining insight to the various different aspects of my culture and Hinduism. From all the class skits depicting age-old stories like the Ramayana, to deep discussions of the meaning of excerpts from the Bhagavad Gita, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be involved in it all. One of the concepts I've had in mind constantly since learning of it is Dharma. Using this concept, I know I can make the best decisions possible when it comes to my duties as a student, as an athlete, as a son, or as a brother. Bala Vihar has also made me much more cognizant of myself. By learning concepts like ego, greed, and adharma, I've been better able to recognize when I'm displaying those undesirable attributes and make the corrections necessary to live my best life. While I'm up here, I would also like to express my gratitude to all the teachers who have taught me along the way. In the mission pledge, it says, "We live honestly, the noble life of sacrifice and service." This is exactly what all the aunties and uncles who teach do. They sacrifice their most valuable commodity, their time, to provide us and all the other students the noble service of education, and for that I'm sincerely thankful. This graduation may be the end of one journey, but it's the beginning of the next. And I'm confident that I am ready to face whatever lies ahead and will be able to make the best decisions I possibly can, thanks to the many teachings I've learned through my time in Bala Vihar. Thank you.
Sikshavali chanting is from the Taittiriya Upanishad. It's a message given to the graduating students as they move on to the next chapter of their lives and carry the values that they have learned with them. Now the graduating students will participate in the Sikshavali chanting.
Taittiriya Upanishad, Shikshavali,
Shishyanuशासनम्. Vedamanuchyacharyon devasinamanusasti satyam vada dharmam chara swadhyayan ma pramadaha acharyaya priyam dhanamahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi Satyanna pramaditavyam, dharmanna pramaditavyam, kushalanna pramaditavyam, bhutyaina pramaditavyam, swadhyaya pravachanabhyanna pramaditavyam, deva pitrakaryaabhyanna pramaditavyam, Matrudevo bhava, Pitrudevo bhava, Acharya devo bhava, Atiti devo bhava, Yanyanavadyani karmani, Tani sevitavyani, no itarani, Yanyasmakagam sucharitani, Tani tvayopasyani, no itarani, ye ke chasmaschayagam so brahmanaha, yesham tvayasanena prashvasitavyam, shraddaya deyam, ashraddaya deyam, shriya deyam, priya deyam, biya deyam, samvida deyam, Atayadite karma vichikitsa va vritta vichikitsa va syat ye tatra brahmana sammarshinaha yukta yuktaha aluksha dharma kamasyu yatha te tatra varteran tata tatra vartetaha Atabhyakyateshu ye tatra brahmana sammarshinaha yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharma Yatha te teshu varteran, tatha teshu vartetah. Esha adeshaha, esha upadeshaha, esha vedopanishat, etadanuशासनम्, evamupaasitavyam, evamuchaitadupasyam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om. We'll now have our guest speaker, Dr. Patekar, say a few words.
परम पूज्य श्री स्वामी चिन्मय पूजनीय Swami Sharanand, Adharniya Gurus, and my dear friends. So congratulations on the graduation. So the MC said I will be saying a few words. This is going to be more than a few words. And because this is a very important juncture of your life, and I have some message for you which hopefully you will carry on to your extended life. I can't see what's there.
Okay.
The angle.
Yeah. Let me turn the thing.
Yes, slightly. Yes, yes, that's right. Okay. So the whole talk can be summarized in this word, last. You know, the last I put a definition of, last dictionary definition of, to stay for the entire course. So the entire course is the entire life. So when you say last, so L stands for learning. You have gained a very solid foundation from your learning in the Chinmaya mission. But that's not the end. Of course, as you know, there is lots more to learn every day of your life till the last day of your life. Then act. Acting is very important because you will act in at least 3 capacities. One, as a Hindu American. So as a Hindu American, you bring with you something called a cultural capital. You will bring that to your friends, your colleagues, as well as when you ascend the height of your career in the boardrooms. So when a Hindu American comes to a boardroom, he or she brings with him or her their own set of values, which are very unique. And they think about the whole universe, the whole creation, not just the next quarterly statement of profit. So you also work as a Hindu in America to protect, promote and preserve Hindu Dharma, not just for yourself, for the whole Hindu Americans. Then the Hindus all over the world, each one of you is extremely lucky to be able to learn about Hindu Dharma in this nice, comfortable environment. But there are many of your other Hindu brethren who are under great pressure from external forces that they are not able to practice Hindu Dharma. You owe it to them to help them. Those are the Hindus in the non-Hindu countries. And I'm not going to elaborate, you know from your general knowledge how things are for Hindus when they are in minority countries. And finally, as the adage says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, you owe it to the whole universe, whole creation, not just the humans, but entire creation of Bhagavan. Your intelligence, your wealth, your compassion for all of them. The S part is sharing. Okay, the Gurujis have taught you lots of stuff. The aim is now to be a very good communicator, to teach all these things to others, to share with the whole humanity. And finally, think. The last T is thinking. Before you do anything in your college or your life, think whether what you are doing, if your Gurujis here in Bala Vihar come to know about that, how will you feel about that? Not about how they will feel, but how you will feel about your Guruji. Say on some Friday night you do something and your Bala Vihar teachers come to know about that. How would you feel that they heard about that? That is the litmus test before you do anything. Not whether it is legal or illegal, but how you will feel if your parents, if Swami Sharananda comes to hear what you did. How would you feel about that? That is the test. Next, please. Not very difficult, but you know. So, okay, what to do? Okay, this is good theoretical talking. When you go to college, please join or start a Hindu student organization. If you are lucky, your college will have it. If not, you start it. My daughter didn't have one in the Illinois Wesleyan, so she started one, Hindu Yuva. It's pretty easy, and if you find it difficult, please contact any of your teachers here, or you can contact me. We'll help you start a Hindu organization. Next, please. So why Hindu organization? There are lots of Indian organizations, but Hindu organization because it includes all the dharmic sects, paramparas, all guru traditions, and all the language groups. Not only that, it includes Hindus from other countries, because India's Student Association is geocentric. There are Hindus in Central America, South America, as well as non-Indian origin Hindus. A Hindu organization includes all of them. I expect you graduates to be a leader or organizer, but if not, at least a member of these organizations. But from four of you, I expect you to be the leader or organizer. Remember, India is much beyond song and dance. Many of the India associations, they don't go beyond Bollywood dance, beyond Holi and Dandiya. That is good for opening the doors, okay? It's like doing a magic trick. Some Sadhu Maharaj do magic tricks so people can come. And once they come in, they can tell them about Adhyatma. Similarly, Bollywood dancing, Holi, Dandiya is good like a magic trick for people to come in the door. Once they are inside, we can teach about Hindu Dharma, and there is lots and lots of things to share. Here's another interesting concept called Lassi and Learn. That is there at UIUC, where every weekend the Hindu leaders like you have a program called Lassi and Learn. So people get free mango lassi, and so they come for that. So that is the magic trick. And afterwards, people ask about questions about Hindu Dharma, or you can tell them about something. And remember, we are not trying to convert anybody, we are not trying to preach anybody. Hindu Dharma is universal. It is like a law of physics. You can be a very good Christian, you can be a very good Muslim, but still you can apply all the Hindu adages to everything. Next, please. Okay, this is an important sentence. Work together separately. In some campuses, there are multiple Hindu organizations, and and each one has its unique strength. But this is very important. Each organization can work separately to their own sphere of influence, but work together, overall trying to protect, promote, and preserve Hindu Dharma. See, when soldiers are marching, they all march together in the same direction, but they maintain distance from each other, so they don't step on each other, they don't crash into each other. So you can be members of multiple organizations. The last sentence is very important. You should try to be the thread which is holding all the different motifs, all the different pearls together. Individual organization is like a nice beautiful pearl. You should be the thread which is not seen, but it holds the organization together. So if you want to do a common program, they'll come to you. They'll say, Vivek, can you please talk to CHIC? Can you please talk to HSS? Can you please talk to BAPS? And all of them come together. And you be the thread. Thread is not seen, but it is the most important part of a beautiful necklace. Next, please. Okay, how to bring people together? Easiest thing is seva, as you said. Seva, next please. So, having a food drive, this is a food drive from UIUC. I'm giving lots of examples from UIUC because I personally mentor them. And I talk about Hindu Yuva because I work with the organization, but there are many other organizations who do lots of good work. You can be a member or leader of any of those organizations. This is not an infomercial for Hindu Yuva, please. Next, please. Here during COVID, they did lots of things like helping students with immigration issues, mental health, delivery of food, as well as webinars and accommodation. Many students lost their accommodation because labs were closed. Next, please. A couple of weeks ago, we also did a sexual assault prevention seminar online with the Center for Prevention of Abuse. See, these things are not in what we say as a, in Mumbai or Hindugiri, but this is applicable to all humans. So when we talk about Hindu Dharma, it's not just for Hindus, it's for everybody, every human being. H of Hindu and H of human is common. Next, please. Here, if you want to do Seva around the world, here the organization Seva International, which helps with not just tragedies in Bharat, India, but also with Katrina, with all these other tragedies all over the world. So you can be the source person of that any other organization too at your university and educate and activate things, Next, please. Okay. Main thing is be a Dharma ambassador. What does the ambassador do? He or she vocally as well as in writing and acting. See, it's PPP, I keep on repeating, protect, promote and preserve Dharma. And use this knowledge which you have accumulated for over many decades, as you said, which has been inculcated to you by Swamijis, and using your sharp, each one of you speaks so clearly, speaks so eloquently. You don't need notes like me to speak. You have this ability, this vacha. So please share the joys of Hindu philosophy. Hindu philosophy is inclusive, it's not an exclusive club. And it's vibrant. Look at all the beautiful colors everybody is wearing. Who doesn't want to be a member of such a nice club of happy, joyous and good looking people? Here's another thing. Individual advocacy. So don't wait that there will be somebody who is doing it, then I can be part of it. No, you can do it individually, individual advocacy. Swami Vivekananda came alone to America to do that. That's one of the students in UIOC talking to somebody about an exhibition they had. That is the invocation at Illinois Wesleyan University, which was done by Shruti, my daughter here. She is. So she was an interfaith ambassador, and during the graduation, in front of the whole university, she said lots of Sanskrit shlokas. It takes just one person. Here they're talking with about, they got all the Asians together. Normally when you talk about Asian Americans, we get kicked out. Usually it is the people from the Far East who are in the Asian Americans. We should take our place. Asia goes from Turkey to Japan. And India, Bharat is part of it. When we say Asian Americans, we are not seen. Everybody is of the Oriental nature. You should go into those and tell them, no, we are major part of Asia. We are also part of the group. Next, please. Here the advocacy. Here a card which I had made. I forgot to bring them, but you guys can print them too. It's very cheap. This is 8 P's of Hinduism. So if somebody asks you, okay, you're Hindu, what is Hindu? Then sometimes people say, oh, what should I tell them? Vedas, Upanishads, or Shiva, or what should I tell them? So in here there are 8 P's. You can 3 minutes flat. You can tell them basics of Hindu Dharma. There is no copyright on this. Anybody can print this, put your name on that, and distribute them. Next, please. Here's another program at UIC, My Ganesha. So you guys make those nice clay Ganesha. Call everybody. You can see lots of Americans are against these white people here. They are very excited about Ganesha. Ganesha is very popular among non-Hindus. You know, what's there not to love about Ganesha? So people come, you do fun things like, have food, make clay Ganesha, and everybody go in a big procession to do Visarjan. And so this is all outreach. Plus it's also Dhrudikaran, making the strengthening of the Hindu concepts. So you have learned a lot of theory, you have done lots of knowledge, you guys have teaming of knowledge. But make it easy, into easy digestible morsels for other Hindus as well as non-Hindus. If they somehow get overwhelmed, oh, Hindus are so much. But make it like fun things, but fun, useful things. It works. Next, please. Here, also please in your college, I'm making a whole list of things to do, but you don't have to do all of these. But please invite dharmic teachers like Swamiji as speaker. Here at AIMS, there are some Buddhist monks. They came and spoke about Hindu Dharma. Lots of people come and you feel that you get time to have lunch with him, you get time to have dinner with him, and he will stay at your hostel. And you get quality time, you and your friends, with great learned people. When you become older, you will find it so difficult that you didn't do it when you had a chance to do it. Next, please. Here, speaker. It's very interesting that speaker is my son. At George Mason University, they invited Sushru to speak on Hanumanji. Now, it was very interesting, and Sushru is just like you, born and brought up here. And he has a huge tattoo of Hanumanji on his shoulder. He is an active duty army officer. But they called him to speak about Hanumanji. And he spoke to them in their accent, in their words, and it was very nice. So you have another Swamiji. So there is some people about status of women in Hindu culture from Chicago. So bring these people. At universities you get free room. They will also pay you money to sponsor their travel expenses. Use that to invite great speakers at your university. Next, please. There is also a program called Speaker on Campus. Here you can call speakers from Bharat, and their plane ticket is also covered. So you can do that, find out about that. Now these are Vivekananda houses. At universities there are many fraternity places where there is parties, this and that. There is, we are Hindus in America, we are very affluent, we are very educated, but there is no Hindu fraternity. There are some India fraternities. So we have decided to have a Hindu fraternity. Right now we have 4 of them. This is in AIMS, in Iowa State University. This is at UIUC, we just purchased a couple of weeks ago in Champaign. There is one in the North Carolina, and we are working towards one in Florida too. But you guys can start Vivekananda house, or we can have Chinmaya house at different universities where students like you stay there and maintain Hindu atmosphere. It's not difficult. All you need is 4 kids who believe things what you believe in and who will maintain a sense of discipline. Then these centers where students can come, where Swamijis can come and stay. So on Friday evening when everybody is going to party to the bars, I'm bored what to do. Oh, you go to the Chinmaya house, you go to the Vivekananda house, and there you can not just do puja, you can get pizza, you can talk, you can have singing competitions, you can have fun with a positive peer pressure. And it was all fantasy. Now it happens every weekend at these houses. I have been there. Next, please. Outreach to other students. Next, please. This is a quad day at your university, and where all this, organizations have tables, Islamic organization, party organization, this and that. You guys can have your own organization table and distribute like the gift packs with sweets, laddus, and everybody likes laddu. They can be from any country. Everybody is very happy to get free laddu. They come there and take that and they read, your little book of why we do, Chinmaya book of why we do. So keep it in each one of these. People go home and say, oh, what is this? Oh, that's why we have Bindi. Oh, that's why these Hindus people wear this, wear that. Free advertisement. And then you get a habit of speaking with people who are not like you. It's very easy to talk to people who are like us, but our ability to breathe the chasm of cultural differences, these things do it. Next, please. See, all the bags of one, everybody took the bags. Nobody says no to laddu. Here's another program they did with the Jewish people. With the Jewish, in Peoria we did one at Bradley, where we did Surya Namaskar at Jewish Hillel house. See, people are very open to our ideas because our ideas are universal. All they need is we to start it. Next, please. This is the dean of one of the deans of the UIUC and head of students affairs. They had come for a Diwali program. This person is the president of Red Kurds. He came to address our Diwali program in Red Kurds. He is the provost at University of Denver. So it's our Hindu programs have Sarkar Manyata, have okay from the people in power. They want to be part of us. All we need to do is just call them. There's no need to feel shy, no need to feel ashamed. Just call them, they will come running. You don't even have to get them laddus all the time. Next, please. Now, if you want to do something outside your campus, there is an organization called Hindu American Foundation. They do great advocacy program to protect Hindus in America and all over the world. These are based in Washington, D.C. They are all people like you, all second generation, third generation Hindu Americans. And they are professionals, lawyers, doctors, engineers, and they are great. I have been to a couple of their programs. Get involved. There you will know if you don't have to have an aspiration to be a politician. You can be a standard American who cares about his and her future as well as future of the community. Please get involved in this thing. Go to Hindu American Foundation. Next, please. Now this sounds like an infomercial of all these different organizations, but it is not. Well, kind of it is. Finally, on a more personal note, build physical and mental strength. Keep half of the people here, actually all of you are in good physical shape. In a university, in schools, please exercise. Get good muscles. Exercise your mind, which you guys are doing. You guys are all smart people, but please concentrate on physical health. This is very important because adversities like this can come anytime. And if you are physically in shape, it helps a lot for recovery. I used to do lots of weightlifting before my stroke, and that really helped me come this stage. And there is lots more to go. Remember, when anything bad happens, it's a fork in the road. Either it gives you something more to do, something good, or it's a slide into depression and dark places. Whatever you have been doing, the way you have been training your mind before, helps you. Okay. So your physical strength, the main thing, your mental strength, lots of it you already have from learning the great scriptures and the shlokas, you understand them, you are not just memorizing it like a parrot. But the friends is very important. The friends you are making through these activities as well as through your activities in the college will all help you and be a safety net. And make friends by being a friend first. And you guys are great at doing that. Be a friend first, and then people be your friends through all the difficulties. Next, please. And finally, this is my Ashirwad to you. Yashasvi Bhava. Please be successful in everything. I pray to Bhagavan that all of you are successful and whatever your desires will be completed. Thank you. any question now or during your college, please get hold of me. I am always available. And anything like, basic things like, this is happening, somebody is causing me problems. Two, I am moving to this town. Do you know anybody there? I know lots of people because I keep on talking everywhere. I know lots of people in almost every town in America. And those people will help you. They are not lip service friends. They will actually come at 2 o'clock at night and help you move. Because moving is really painful. But so please contact me if you need anything during your college life or anytime, or about how to do things, or if you need any help, you need new friends. I'm always here. Dhanyavad.
We'll now have a graduating message from Swami Sharananandaji.
समस्तजन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Hari Om. My pranams to each of the graduates and Dr. Mandar, Venkateshji, and all the parents and children. Actually, I felt very happy to see Dr. Mandarji after so many years, because he was our Bala Vihar teacher, isn't it? He was our Bala Vihar teacher. But then, I have not seen him for a long time, but I was happy that the same Mandarji is here. Okay. I read a story which tells like this. That the man, he was walking in the desert, he was going through the desert, and he felt extremely thirsty. And there is no water around. And he thought that within an hour, he may have to lose his life. Then suddenly, he saw a house. Then he went there, but there is nobody. So his hopes completely dashed. But anyhow, he told, I have come to the front of this house, let me go inside. When he went inside, there are 3 rooms were there. Nothing is there in that house. But when he is about to lose his hope, suddenly he saw a hand pump. Oh, there's a hand pump here in the desert. Somebody must have made it here. Somebody must have installed here. Then he went and he started that handle up and down, but no water is coming. Now whatever energy is there, slowly it is going down, because he did a lot of effort to bring the water up. Then he is just seeing only one thing, that is my end of my life. When he is about to get out of that house, suddenly he saw in one corner that something is there, a bottle. So some liquid also he saw. And he thought that it may be water. So he went near, and really it is water. But on the bottle it is written that don't drink this water, but put in the pump, and then use the lever, and after some time cool water will come, but don't forget to fill up the bottle. This is the instruction given. Then this man now, he is in a greater dilemma. Suppose he will put that water in the pump, suppose water will come up, which is going to save his life. Now that will create more passion to drink that, but water will not come at all from the well. Then everything is gone. But he obeyed the instruction what is given in the bottle. He put the water in the pump. Then he again started moving that handle. And do not believe, cool and fresh and sweet water came. he drank to the heart's content. Now his job is done. Like people, they use the bathroom, the sink or something they will use, and after their job is over, they just go, it is dirty, they don't care. He also, it came to his mind that what is the point in putting water here? But again, no, let me follow. It helped me, let me put some water there. And then he left. And while going, he also added his comment. Do you know what comment he added? Somebody know this story? It works. He wrote, it works. Whatever instructions given on the top, yes, it works. Then he left. Why I am telling this one? All of you have come, all the students who are here graduating, they are all brilliant students, come from the very lucrative, from very educated and well-to-do families. Everybody has come from that. But one thing, listens to instructions. Instructions from whom? Of course, parents, that goes without saying. But of our races. Because sometimes our parents may, with all due respect, sometimes our parents also instruct us. They give us a lot of advice. Rarely follow, but they give, it is their job to give advice. One child asked me, Chinmaya mission has got so many schools, 147 schools are there. In India, a lot of schools, big schools are there, huge schools, and all top schools, very reputed. I was working in that school as a teacher, so I had gone there. So that's one child is telling that we are scoring in that school, nobody talks of, everybody A grade, there is no B grade, C grade, nobody talks. All are top students, because that is the way they are trained. That we do so well, and why our parents are advising again and again, they are not happy. How much we score? They tell still it is, you can do much more, you can do better. What shall you do in this situation? Then I told that if somebody tells that, don't do well at all, be lazy and get C grade, will you be happy? Or if somebody is telling, no, get the highest score, do very well, you will be happy. Now who tells me, do well, I am surely happy. Then parents are telling me exactly the same thing. So what is the problem with you? No, Swamiji, they bother us. See, to be bothered by others is not the job of the others. To be bothered by others is our job. We get bothered. Parents' job is to tell. And our job is to perform. So they are doing whatever you are scoring, you will score anyhow, because you have put a limit on your performance. That is okay. It is parents' job to tell, and your job is to do whatever you are doing. So what is the problem? They are doing their duty, and you do your job. There is no conflict at all. See, instruction in life. So parents have their own thing. They will add their own likes and dislikes. Their expectation will be there because you are their child. But when our races have written, they really want not how you will do in the world, but how you will be. That is very important. Actually, what we do in our life depends on who we are. So they read that one, identity. If our identity is so small, I am only belong to this family, then I will do for my dad or mom or my brother or sister. But if we tell, like our Dr. Mandaji told, that Vasudeva Kutumbakam, I belong to the entire universe. If that is our identity, then each one of our action and every thought will be for the entire universe. Not for what me, or me. Do you know who does me? Can anybody tell who does me? Goat. Then you will become goat. Me all the time. No. Our life should be for the benefit of others. It doesn't matter if we suffer in that process, that is us suffering. When we are people are there, they are highly achieved. Like you can see the richest person on this earth. Now how they are going through problem? Why they have to go through problem, that kind of problem? But they go, because something is missing in life. But we should not be successful like that. That we have got a lot of wealth, a lot of name and fame, but going through a lot of problems in life. That is not success. Success is where one is feeling happy and one is feeling contented and one is feeling that my life is very meaningful. Then that is success. Just earning, just getting something really doesn't make a person successful at all. So all children, the Bala Vihar, all the parents, actually none of them oppose Vinil, his mother is there. But otherwise, parents are not taught. But other parents, they have taken all our Bala children as their children and they have taught. They have given their best, they have given their heart. They are not getting anyone, they are not paid, nobody is paid. Okay? No teacher is paid. Only they listen, why my child is not learning, why my child is not getting the prize. They only get all the blames, but still they teach. Not only one Sunday, how many Sundays, just imagine how many Sundays they have come and our teachers, of course, this Meghaji also the parent. I am telling parents are not, they are not the parents of the children, but they have taught. And when they are teaching, they are not telling that, okay, you do some job and get a sari for me, or diamond necklace for me, nothing. Selflessly they have taught. So it has a bigger value. So don't forget that instruction, like how that person read that instruction and did accordingly. Just do that. Then you will see that will be very successful life. There is no, whoever has gone from the Chinmaya mission, they have done well in wherever they have done. They will be always successful. You tell Swamiji, but I didn't get admission in that. I read in Chinmaya mission, but I didn't get admission in that college. But you will better human being. That is guaranteed. And we pray for Puja Guru's blessings. All of you do well. And last, you are a wrestler or something? You are doing wrestling? Okay. So these two are, he has injured his, the Srivanil has injured his knee, and Vivek also has injured his knee. They are sitting on the same row. Why they put on the same row? They are passionate. That is good. If you suffer, it doesn't matter. In life, always success, success, success. Hari Om.
Swamiji and Venkateshji will now be offering gifts and blessings to the graduating class.
Certificates. I can give you certificates. You will give me prizes. Yes. You can give me this. So they will come here. You take the certificate and gift from Venkatesh, they will draw it. Actually, I wanted to listen to a song by Anjali.
Yes, we all want to.
Kushal was small, I read his Mahabharata things.
the graduates will receive their blessing from Mandar uncle by presenting him with a small token of gratitude. We'll now proceed to concluding prayers.
Of course, before that, I would let audience sing a song.
Anything? Okay. Okay, I'll think of something, just for you guys. So for our cultural program, I was asked to kind of take the song and transpose it, and so I can sing that if you guys want. It's called Chinmaya Flow, and some students were asked to dance to it, and so, yeah, okay, we'll see how this goes.
All your friends can also join in your culture program song about Gita, if you all want to do that too.
Oh, really?
Because most of the singers are here too. But you go ahead and start.
Okay, this might be a little awkward with no music, but with restless fire of youth he climbed the holy mountain, life's mystery to find. In that great forest he found refuge, seated at the feet of the spring of truth. No comfort can quench, nor pleasure console the questions burning his thirsting soul. River of knowledge from long ago, Chinmaya Ganga flow, flow. On it goes, and ever grows. Chinmaya Ganga flow, Chinmaya Ganga flow. Through hunger and cold, till delusion's night dissolves in the water of timeless light. Reborn at last comes love's reply, drunk deep in the silence of the Master's eyes. Oh, glorious vision,
Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kashchit Dukkha Bhaveet. Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Stand up for the pledge. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly, the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace to keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is a devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities. Give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat. Om Natatra Suryo Bhati na Chandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoya Madnihi Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Vasa Sarvam Idam Vibhati. Om Ekatantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dandi Prachodayat. Om Vagdevi Cha Vidmahe Brahma Padni Cha Dhimahi Tanno Vani Prachodayat. Om Gurudevaya Vidmahe Parabrahmane Cha Dhimahi Tanno Guru Prachodayat.
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय।
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की। आरती सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। चरणों में उनके शांति समाए, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए। पाप ताप संताप हरण की बाड़ी की तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे। भक्त हृदय आनंद श्रोत की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की।
All of you please raise your hand and take the arati.
So that concludes our graduation ceremony. Thank you, Swamiji, for blessing all the graduates and being here to in person perform the puja. And thank you to all parents, teachers, students, graduates, everybody, and most importantly, chief guest, Dr. Mandarji, for giving us a wonderful message which will stick with us forever. So the Seva Bhava that you inculcated, we really, really appreciate. And all the service that you provide along with your family to most importantly the Peoria community and also whole country by starting a lot of these new chapters and educating a lot of us on Seva. So I really appreciate the wonderful message that you gave us. And graduates, you all did an awesome job at sharing your messages. Now the door is wide open. Go and accomplish both your goal in life and goal of life. Go for it. And I want to thank all the graduates' families for helping pull this off, along with Chinna class teachers, Archana ji and Rohini Kumar ji for being here, all the Chinmaya class students as well for being here in person. So thank you very much. And before you leave, please take prasadam, which is available right outside. Okay, thank you all. Hari Om.
Abhinandanam, Abhinandanam, Dikshantakaale Abhinandanam, 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 Dikshantakaale Abhinandanam, Udyamena hi vardate yashah, Udyamena hi vardate yashah, Kuru karma tvam sarvada tata, Kuru karma tvam sarvada tata, Abhinandanam, Abhinandanam, Dikshantakale Abhinandanam, Swasti vasada shobhane pati, Prarthayamahe Ishwaram prati, Abhinandanam, Abhinandanam, Dikshantakale Abhinandanam, 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 Dikshantakale Abhinandanam, Dikshantakale Abhinandanam.